Everything out of me. They're going to get a Super Bowl out of me. Believe that. Believe that. I'm a Raven. It's on. All year. Every year.
Welcome in everyone to the preview video for the Week 2 matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and your Baltimore Ravens. As we all know already, this matchup has some serious division and potentially postseason implications associated with it. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. So first, we're going to talk about the Bengals players that I have highlighted to look out for in this matchup. And this isn't to say that the other players on the team won't perform well or that they aren't interesting, but these players shown here, in my opinion, have a higher potential to be pivotal in this game. Joe Burrow had a bad game last week, like historically bad, for him anyway, and I don't think that's going to happen again no matter how bad I wish that it would. He's definitely going to make some plays against this secondary and will absolutely throw for more than 82 yards, but at the same time, the Ravens have done well against Burrow in the last few matchups, so I'm excited to see if they can do that again on Sunday. Next up is Jamar Chase. And I don't think I need to tell you why he's a player to watch, especially with how our secondary looks and how well he's done against us since he's been in the league. I only hope that we can keep him contained and keep him from having too many big plays that make him so dangerous. The last player I have on here is DJ Reader, and while he's good enough to be here on his own, I would be much less concerned about his impact if Tyler Linderbaum is at center. Since that doesn't look like it's going to happen, we now have to rely on backup center Sam Mustipher. This will be a real challenge for him, and I worry about the pressure coming at Lamar right up the middle. Hey guys, real quick. If you're enjoying the video so far, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want more, you can head over to my channel and hit that subscribe button while you're there. Also, if you know anyone who is a Ravens fan that might enjoy this video, please share it with them. Alright, let's get back to the video. For the Ravens, the players I'm most interested in seeing perform well this Sunday start with Lamar Jackson. This shouldn't be a surprise, just like Joe Burrow wasn't. Because if Lamar is playing well, then we have a much better chance of winning this game. Let's say it's above average. I hope he has knocked off some of that rust from last week, though. The next player I'm excited to see play well is running back Gus Edwards. Not only do I expect him to be the lead back on early downs, but I also expect him to surprise a few people and hopefully the Bengals with his pass-catching prowess. I have felt for years that Gus has the ability to be the starting running back in this league, but it's up to the coaches to decide if that's the case. The last player you see here is Sam Mustipher, and it's for the exact same reason I listed DJ Reader as a player to watch for the Bengals. More than anything, I'm concerned with the interior disruption and pressure that Reader can cause if Mustipher has a bad game. Lamar is fantastic at getting away from outside pressure, but inside pressure is a completely different beast, and I worry about Lamar's time to throw, and that window being quite small. So, there are more things that I want to see out of this game than I have listed here, but I'll just keep it to these 5 as I think they're probably the most important in this game. I want to see a more fluid game plan from the coaches from a play calling aspect because I felt like the start of the game last week was very herky-jerk, and it seemed as though the team didn't really have its identity yet, which, let me just say first, it's fine. The season just started. I'm not saying, what is this team doing? They don't know what they're doing. It's a new offense. A lot of these players haven't played together yet. They need time to mesh. But if this is a Super Bowl contending team, I want to see those improvements and adaptations sooner rather than later. So, another thing I want to say is that I love them getting the ball to Zay early and often, and I love him being involved in this offense. But if the offensive line continues to struggle in pass protection for Lamar, he has to spread the ball out more and give other people some options, including himself. So this will, of course, make the Bengals defense play more honest, and will also have them spread their guys out instead of just focusing on Zay or Andrews if he plays, which he should. We also need to bring pressure on Burrow with our base defense and effective and well-timed blitz, because I don't want him to have time to throw or even feel comfortable in the pocket. I think we did a really good job against CJ Stroud last week, but he's a rookie. He hasn't been to the Super Bowl like Burrow has. If our secondary needs help, it's going to have to come from our pass rush. The last game preview, I stated that there would be some penalties because the guys hadn't played and it was going to take some adjusting. 13 penalties was not the number I was looking for, though. And no disrespect to the Texans, but they are not the reigning AFC North champions, and the Bengals certainly do not need us helping them give away yardage that they haven't earned or letting go of yardage that we have earned. We will not win this game if we shoot ourselves in the foot every single drive. If the yards that Lamar ran while escaping pressure last week were added to his total rushing yards, he would have easily broken 50. Lamar is good at getting out of pressure, but I, for one, though I don't think I'm alone, want to see him throwing from a clean pocket now and then. It's no secret that a QB throwing from the pocket with time and a stable base have a higher completion percentage, and unsurprisingly, Lamar is in this group. So, unfortunately, if you haven't been paying attention to the underlying theme of this video, you may be shocked to learn that I feel as though the pass protection for Lamar will be much worse than last week. So this is for 3 reasons. The first is that the line has not had time to mesh or gel, and they have not worked together very much. Number 2, both our starting center and starting left tackle are out. And 3, the players going up against these replacements are also known game wreckers. So we better hope Lamar has the right cleats on for this game and has his Fitbit counting all those extra steps that he'll be running. Now, Burrow is cocky, he's overconfident, he's smug, and if you ask my wife, he looks like Macaulay Culkin. Anyway, I say all this, but the guy is a damn good quarterback, and to bet that he would have another game where he throws for under 100 yards would be a losing bet if you ask me. Now, I also don't think or hope that he has another 525-yard game on us, but he isn't going to go below last week's total, and if Vegas has him under or over 100 yards, even this Ravens fan is telling you to take the over. So, along that same point, the wide receiver version of Cerberus is who we're going up against, and if Burrow goes off, it's going to be because of these guys. Chase is the focus, but the other 2 can beat us too if we leave them alone, especially Boyd. He seems to be a Raven killer. Anyway, I don't know what you do with them other than try to not have broken coverages and also hope that the pass rush can get there before the ball gets out of his hand. Even as I bring praise upon the Bengals wide receivers, this isn't the same Ravens wide receiver room from years gone by, and the Bengals defense may have their hands even more full with the group that we have out there because unlike last year and the year before, you can't just double mark anymore, but I would love to see them try. So, most of you on here don't know this yet, but anyone who knows me in real life as a football fan knows that I think Joe Mixon is the most overblown running back in the league, and I have felt that way for years. If I had the choice between Ezekiel Elliott and Joe Mixon, I would take Gus Edwards. But the point is that if Dameon Pierce, who I'm still high on by the way, can't beat us, Mixon won't. So, I have down here some other thoughts and questions that hold some weight, but I actually want to hear from you guys on the questions here. So, how do we keep Burrow in check? I mentioned the pass rush, but what else? Any zone schemes or creative/confusing looks that we can give him? And do you think we run on this team? I was a little disappointed by our showing against the Texans, but maybe with less mouths to feed, we can develop some consistency and rhythm. And how many yards do you guys think we get on the ground? Anyway, looking forward to this game, looking forward to hopefully another win. And yeah, that's all I got for you today, but thank you for joining me, and hopefully when we have our post-game review, I will be talking about our 2-0 Baltimore Ravens. Alright guys, have a good one. Bye.